Hello and welcome to Cash Claim. This is episode 3 of our series as we make our way through the Sunless Citadel. I am your host and GM, Cody McDaniel. Unfortunately, due to some technical problems, our audio was not captured in episode 3, so in lieu of creating a less than authentic performance of our adventure, I'll recap to the best of my abilities. So sit back and listen to Sunless Citadel, episode 3. Blue begins to make his way back into the Citadel after feeling a bit overwhelmed of his current surroundings. While he was outside, he gathered for the group so that on his return it may ease the tension because of his inability to be there at the moment. As Blue picked up his camp, a white dragon flew over his head. Blue quickly ran inside, not knowing if the other adventurers were okay. Blue got inside to be met with frost covering the walls, floor, and ceiling. He continued his approach, seeing many shattered bodies and kobolds along the way. Then he heard a faint crying. As he approached, he realized that it was the priestess of the kobolds, Yidris, crying and muttering, my kobolds, my clan, they are gone." Blue quickly replies, "This is why you don't chain a dragon. Eventually, they will win." Blue continues to make his way through the devastation of the Citadel, trying to make sense of what his party did without him. Soon after, he sees the party and exclaims, "Hello everyone, I'm back!" Emiko, with quick darting eyes to say shush, but alas was too late, as Fel, unbeknownst to his, exclaims, for all to hear, "Blue, you're back!" Emiko quickly realizes that the goblins on the other side of the door are now quieting down, and then soon after the door begins to creak open as a goblin pushes the door open. Fel and the goblin's eyes meet. Fel slams through the door, finding himself in the middle of 30 to 40 goblins. The goblin fighters quickly grab and don their gear in the confusion of the goblin citizens running around. The party waits for a few moments to allow the women and children of the goblins to flee. The battle begins, slashing scimitars, flying arrows, and smashing clubs, but just for a few moments, until the goblins' numbers dwindle quickly. A goblin shaman sees the devastation to his people from another room and begs the chief hobgoblin to gather his fighters and attack the adventurers just outside the door. Dren, the hobgoblin chief, agrees to the shaman's pleas as they make their way into the fight. Dren commands his guards to attack the ranger, Emiko, and tries to find a worthy adventurer for himself. The shaman tries to help in attacking anyone who gets close to him. Dren quickly picks Blue to be his adversary as he's never killed a dragonborn before. They begin to have an epic fight as Blue continues to swing his great axe upon Dren, and Dren swings his longsword onto Blue. After parrying blades, a few arrows, some daggers, and a couple of powerful and loud spells, the battle comes to an end with our heroes being on top. Dren drops to one knee and begins to bleed out. The party asks him, "What is your goal here?" Dren replies, "I'll tell you nothing, you adventuring scum." The party begins to argue about what to do with this vile creature, and then Dren slowly slips into death before they were able to ask him any more questions. The party, being out of answers, begins to search the area for clues for what they need to find Carakas, Emiko's adoptive mother. They realize that Dren had splint mail and decided to get it for themselves. Fel, taking this armor, finds a small pocket on the inside with an iron key. As they enter Dren's throne room, a circular shaft appears in the floor of this 40-foot diameter room. A dim violet light shines from out of the shaft, revealing a sickly gray and white vines that coat the walls of the shaft. The light supplemented by 4 wall torches, a stone throne, and an iron chest that serves as the throne's footstool. A sapling grows in a stone pot next to the throne. Fel quickly goes to the chest and opens it with the key. Inside is a number of small items, including a necklace and earrings made of moonstone. Emiko, after seeing the necklace and earrings, remembers Carakas having the exact same ones. She grabs them and quickly makes her way outside of the throne room to have a moment alone. Theo follows soon after to ensure that she is alright. Fel grabs the rest of what was in the chest, including a manifest that dates when the hobgoblins would send adventurers to Belek, some person who lives underneath the Citadel. He scans through the manifest to find an entry not more than 2 weeks back of a half-elf being sent to Belek. Realizing that this is more than likely to be Carakas, he runs it out to Emiko. Emiko takes a look over the manifest, feeling purpose ahead, and gets up and begins to head down the well. The group quickly follows suit to find themselves in a fungal illuminated room with a few undead inside. Theo enacts a spell that can show him the evil inside of the undead, and quickly begins combat. After a few smashes of a warhammer, swings of a scythe, the undead and accompanying twig blights find themselves in a pile of splinters. Just a moment after, Emiko notices a rat in the cavern. Knowing that usually one means that there are a lot more, she takes aim. Thank you all for listening to our recap of Episode 3, and join us next week as our heroes plunge further into the Grove and continue to make their way to the evil outcast Belak. A quick shout out to our sound effects and music team, Sirenscape. Thank you for letting us use your amazing software to enhance our game. Please check them out at sirenscape.com or look in the link below in the description. Thank you, and good night.